Hello again.
Hello,
I'm Rexy.
and I'm Jetsa, or Flotsa.
Yeah, this is Dustforce XD. We had such a good intro. But anyway,
Yeah,
we'll explain the category first because this game has very little breaks. It's pretty much going to be non-stop gameplay after this, so I'll get Flotsa to explain. 16 red
yeah.
keys for me.
16 red keys is a category where you collect, as the name implies, 16 red keys,
Yep.
which are required to normally progress to the hardest levels in the game, um, the difficults. And you progress through wood, bronze, silver, and then gold keys to access more difficult levels.
Uh-huh.
And the way that you get a key is by completing a level with double S rank. And you get 2 ranks per level. One for completion, which is cleaning up all the dust and cleaning off all the enemies, and another for not dropping your combo for the entire level. Um, that's
Yeah.
pretty much it.
Yeah. All right. Get ready for countdown.
You
Uh,
want me to count? Or...
yeah, you want to be the race flag girl?
Yeah, sure.
All right.
3, 2, 1. Let's dust. Alright, so
Nice.
right away, this is the hub world. It's how you get from level to level. And this is downhill, the first level in the game. Right off the bat, there's a lot of shit going on. Basically, you can dash, you can jump. While you're in the air, you can dash or jump again. But it consumes your air charge, so you can't just go infinitely. You can down dash while you're in midair to fast fall. And what that allows you to do is slope boost, which carries momentum from... by dashing in time with, I think it's what, like every 12 point something frames.
Yeah, I think it bounces
It's
between
weird.
like 12 and 13 frames because the game runs at like 60 FPS, and
Yeah.
it's pretty complicated. I don't think there's like a
Yeah,
exact
suffice
number.
to say, you can hear it in his button inputs. There's a rhythm with which to press dash. And we just glossed over it, but there was another level there where he picked a different category, or character, called Dustforce, and he jumps high, and he's very useful for vertical levels because he's faster on those than all the other characters.
Yeah, it's slightly faster to use Dustworth there just to get to that higher level, and just use them to do this level first and then do the lower levels. So there's gonna be some routing with characters in the hub as well.
Yeah, and this is the first level where we're seeing combat a lot. So there's 2 different kinds of attacks. There's heavies and lights, and the difference is pretty obvious. One hits harder but is slower, and the other doesn't hit as hard but is significantly faster. And different enemies take different amounts of damage to clean off. And there's some other things that you can do with combat, but we'll talk about those as they come up.
Mm-hmm.
Later on in this level, there's going to be some sections where he's going to attack to clean dust instead of walking over it or climbing the wall that it's on or running along the ceiling that the dust is on to clean it. And there's a lot of sections in the game where it's slightly faster to attack it, even though it's like, it's right there, why wouldn't you just pick it up, but it's slow. That was a nice slope boost there. You can get on angled surfaces, but only from, it's weird, it's hard. There's also ground boosts, where if you're falling from a certain height and maintain dash rhythm, you can also go fast, even without a slope. Some other interesting intricacies of combat is that if you heavy attack an enemy, well, the enemy's got a wall on the opposite side of the attack, it'll spread dust to it. So whenever possible, we want to try and avoid spreading dust to walls. Although sometimes it's advantageous because it allows us to talk about the next mechanic, which is the super, where after you collect 100 dust, you can sort of clean out an area of dust around you within your line of sight within a certain radius, and it also clears out all enemies in that radius regardless of line of sight. So it's really useful for clearing out usually the end of levels, but there are some other niche uses that we'll talk about as we get there.
Yeah, it's a bit of a balance. There's like some levels where you can use super and it's faster, but other times you just want to attack enemies.
Yeah. This level utilizes lots and lots of boosts using slopes to gain speed and dash rhythm to maintain it. Nice. And here's the super. Right there, that was an early exit. Using some menuing just as you input an attack that would end the level, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can exit the level early by a few frames to just get out slightly faster back to the hub world, and the completion will still count.
Yeah, there'll be one level, Ancient Garden, where I do an early exit.
Nice.
It's pretty much just queuing up a heavy attack and then exiting the level before that attack executes. When level is complete, there's a little leaderboard system in this game that pops up, but we don't want to see that, obviously. It's slower, so we just quit out of levels as soon as we kill all the enemies.
So the reason why he's resetting is because taking damage or dying will force you to drop your combo. And that's important because, as mentioned earlier, in the category explanation, you need double S rank to unlock the key for each level. And since 1S is gated behind combo, you can't make any mistakes.
Yeah. And getting keys is tied to assessing levels, so I pretty much have to get the red keys.
Yeah.
Thankfully, Force isn't too punishing when I die, but there'll be some levels where I really don't want to die, because some levels could be pretty short, like under 30 seconds. Others can be a minute long, so if you die, it can be very punishing.
Yeah. There was something I wanted to mention up there. I guess there's spike jumps, but we won't see that for a while. There's a method to jump on spiked surfaces if they're at a 45-degree angle by buffering a jump. And so that can be useful when you're trying to save usually, but there are some situations where it's just fast. This is another vertical level, so we're going to switch to Dustforth here.
Yeah, Dustforth is a pretty broken character, I would say. He's got really big heavy attacks. They're a little slow, but... Oh, shit.
Yeah.
But Dustforth pretty much rules this level because his jumps are just so high.
Yeah, it's like a many seconds difference.
Yeah, I guess you could talk about character differences.
Yeah, so for the different characters, there's 4 of them. There's Dustman, Dustgirl, Dustworth, and Dustkid. And Dustman and Girl, for most situations, play basically identical. Dustgirl has some minor changes relating to her fall speed, acceleration, and hitbox size for one of her attacks, I think, right?
Yeah, the heavies work a little differently, and the her jump angle is a little different. But other than that,
Okay.
they pretty much play the same.
Then there's Dustworth, who, as mentioned earlier, has higher jumps. And Dustkid, who has, instead of just one air charge, has a second one. So Dustman, Dustgirl, and Dustworth all can jump or dash once while in midair if they've jumped off of a surface. And Dustkid can do 2 actions, either a jump plus a dash, or 2 dashes or 2 jumps. I guess there's also jump or dash jumps, where if you input a dash and a jump on the same frame, the game will give you both, except only consume one jump. Like if you're in midair, you can use both, even if you only have 1 air charge.
Uh-oh. Nice.
Nice. Yeah, some of these levels are really hard to go fast in because the strats are very developed. This game is very optimized.
Yeah, this is the first gold door, so it's not too tough, but it's still pretty tough.
Yeah, you're gonna be hearing us refer to levels as like metallic color and then door. It basically just signifies the difficulty of the level. Usually, gold is the hardest.
Yeah, when you complete a gold door, though, you get 1 red key, so I'm about to get my second red key here.
Yeah, this is Night Temple, probably the hardest level in Forest.
Oh, easily.
It's very long, very punishing to die because it's very long.
And it's coated
Lots
with
of
spikes.
precision.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess this is like the first level where you kind of play around with air control. Oh, and if you attack, like if you heavy attack towards spikes, they won't spread dust.
Yes, that is an important point.
Yeah. They won't spread on angled slopes. I guess slopes are angled, but they won't spread on slopes and spikes, I believe.
That sounds right. It's also worth noting sometimes you can collect dust through walls using attacks. So there's some instances where using up or down, usually heavies, but sometimes you can do it with light attacks. Sometimes that's useful.
Oh, here's the incentive, by the way, that someone graciously paid for. The Cat Girl skin for Dust Girl. It's made by a runner named TMC. Pretty cool skin.
Agreed. Oh, nice. That was a spike jump, right?
Oh yeah, that was a spike jump. So
Yeah.
I got rid of my air charge there, and then I jumped off spikes by holding down and pressing jump.
Nice.
I think it was like a little bug, and then the devs just kept it in because it's pretty cool tech.
Yeah. Bug turn feature.
Alright, this is the first combat level. Or actually the second one.
Well, yeah, I guess.
Dahlia.
Yeah.
This is the... I guess you could explain like porcupines. These
yeah.
things.
They shoot a projectile, and if it hits you, it's bad, but you can reflect the projectile, so you can optimize some of the combat levels just because of the different enemies, like how they interact with each other.
Yeah, the porcupine needles can one-shot enemies, which is pretty useful. They do an insane amount of damage. I don't know what the number is, but I think I remember MSG saying it was a lot of damage.
Yeah. There's another tech here. You can cancel the end lag of a heavy attack using a dash or a jump.
Yeah.
So for enemies that take multiple heavies to kill, you'll frequently see heavies followed by dashes in close succession. And there what we just saw is a super where you don't necessarily hit an enemy. That's used a lot more in any percent, but it still shows up in a few levels in 16 reds. It's worth noting that even if you don't kill an enemy, oh, I should probably mention also, whenever you kill an enemy, you gain back an air charge. So if you jump and then dash and then kill an enemy, you can now dash or jump again if you're one of the characters with just one air charge.
Yeah. Air charges pretty much get used when you either dash or jump in midair. So you can regain double jumps with just using your supers like Floss explained. All right,
Yeah.
We're done Forest.
Nice.
Time for the worst hub in the game.
Okay, not a controversial take, I like to imagine.
You'll be seeing a lot of worth for this hub.
Yeah,
You'll
most
also
of
be
the
seeing
levels,
a lot of
lots of
long
verticality.
levels. Yeah, they're very...
Yeah.
There's going to be a lot of horizontal levels.
I think most of the longest levels in the game are in Mansion by far, right?
Oh yeah. I think the two longest levels in the game are here. Secret Pass is pretty short. Here's another combat level. Yeah, shoutouts to the soundtrack for this game.
Nice. Early exits.
But yeah, hopefully we can show you like how broken Worth's heavies can be in this
Yeah. They're
section of the room.
huge.
Oh, Worth's falls slightly slower than Manor Girl. I think Kid falls the fastest.
That sounds right, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, me neither. I could be spreading fake news. Maybe there's some Dust Lords in the chat to correct me. But yeah, Worth could be a pretty fun character to play with if you master him, because you can pretty much just light attack, heavy attack a lot of the dust without having to go to it because they reach so far.
Yeah. The perks of a huge hitbox.
There's some pretty creative ways to set up ground boosts too, like this one.
Yeah. Also, whenever, well, not whenever, but well, yeah, I guess whenever you try and climb up a ledge to get to the platform above, if you dash downwards, followed by a regular dash, you can get back up to max speed faster than if you just climbed up the ledge normally.
Oh yeah, ledge cancels, yeah.
Yeah.
Ledge cancels save a ton of time. It's pretty much just a down dash as soon as you climb this ledge, so right there. If you hear like double taps on my keyboard, I'm pretty much just ledge canceling.
It's basically 2 dash inputs while holding down. You can let go of down for the second one though.
So this is, I think this is one of the longest levels. It's hard to say, because my Rampart's time isn't very fast.
This is Mezzanine?
This is Cliffside Caves? Mezzanine's
that
next.
sounds right.
Okay, I think I'm playing a little better. I was a little cold hands and forest.
Very nice.
Hell yeah. Should definitely add Dustforce music to the intermission.
Agreed. So, I don't think we've explained those yet, but it's certainly not their first apparition. Dust blocks, I mean, they're pretty self-explanatory. If you've played, most platformer games have some kind of similar mechanic, but they're basically disappearing, I guess, pieces of the level.
Yeah, pretty much.
They count as dust collected, and you can attack them. Yeah, those books have really tricky AI.
There's like a list of like worst enemies in this game. I think books are up there.
Oh, books are at the top for sure. Nice.
Typically, you would play Worth with this level, but I learned Girl for this level, and then I pretty much never stopped, so Worth could definitely complete this a lot faster, but...
This is a custom skin for Dust Girl. That's why you see the cat ears and tail.
Yeah, it was the donation incentive for this run. If you guys wanted to see a cat girl, someone paid for it.
Shoutouts to whoever donated for Cat Girl.
True.
Nice.
Some empty super there.
Yeah.
A lot
Perfect
faster
example.
than the dust manually. Yeah, there's just gonna be some levels where there's way too much dust and you can just use a super somewhere optimal.
It's worth noting, rekseee here is making the game look extremely fast. Anyone in the chat, if you've tried this game, you'll know when you're new to the game, it feels very heavy to control. I think that's by design, because as you can see, when you're taking advantage of the game mechanics, you can move very, very fast.
Yeah, I remember when I first picked up this game, my biggest complaint was I feel like the walls are all magnetic. Because I was just sticking to everything, and I was very awkward. I couldn't control the character at all. But yeah, this game has like really great controls. But it's definitely not like pick up and play, I guess. Still a good game though.
Yeah, I think the best way to describe it would be to feel like, or would be to say like, I guess it feels like your actions are like very highly committal. Like, if you're going in a certain direction, there's a lot of momentum.
Yeah.
You can't just turn on a dime.
Oh. Okay. I'm getting pranked by the gargoyles in the chests.
Yeah. Combat levels are pretty tricky because if you don't make the right cycle, things can be a little tricky to improvise.
Yeah, they were definitely my least favorite when I first picked up this game, because you had to like... There's nothing random in this game, so it's pretty much just learning. I don't think there's any RNG in this game, actually. Everything's based on a cycle, even the enemies. So it's really much... It's pretty much just picking up a pattern and then learning it and getting really good at it. Which lends itself to a lot of like cool routing for the combat levels.
Yeah, there's many, many different routes for each level.
Yeah, and every player like kind of has their own unique route as well. Uh-oh.
Nice. I actually didn't know you can... Oh, I guess you didn't.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I didn't think you could get both surfaces with one heavy, but...
You could. I just don't know why it didn't reach it, I guess. Knights. I think this is the optimal way to kill knights. Without spreading any dust on the floor.
I do believe that is correct.
They have shields, so I'm gonna hit this guy's shield and get a super to get the rest of my dust. I guess it's worth noting like how much damage heavies and lights do. Light attacks do 1 damage, heavies do 3.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly the health for every enemy. I'm sure I could figure it out if I did some quick math, but...
yeah, general rule of thumb is there's like a weak enemy, a medium enemy, and like a strong enemy in each biome. Because a knight is, what, 3 heavies? A chest is also 3, I think?
Maybe?
And then there's like the light gargoyles and the grounded gargoyles, right?
Yeah.
And that guy's a heavy and a light?
Yeah.
Or 2 lights?
2 lights.
Yeah.
These guys are just 3 lights.
And I guess in forest there's like the fox. The totems. You get the idea.
Yeah, I'm gonna get this guy with my super through the wall. Oh yeah, you can super enemies through walls.
Yeah, as long as they're within the radius of the super.
Yeah.
Line of sight doesn't matter. It'll clear out all of the enemies.
I think it matters for dust though, not dust blocks, but dust that's on the ground.
Yeah.
You can't super dust through walls, sadly.
So there, he just knocked an enemy off the map, and it'll get killed by fall.
Oh yeah, I just hit that. Yeah, pretty much. He just like falls off. There's a lot of things I don't really pay attention to because it's just ingrained in muscle memory at this point, but yeah. Enemies can just die to the kill bears as well. They can't die to spikes though, I don't think. Could be wrong. Do some unique climbing. I think the cute thing about this game is the hub is, or the levels are like based on the hub as well, so I had to climb up here to get to ghost parapets, but it's also very, it looks like the overworld, I guess, which is pretty neat. This level doesn't have any music. It's not a bug. It's also the scariest level. You don't want to mess up your ledge cancels, otherwise you'll fall down and have to reset. It's also a very long level. So it's a little scary when you're first starting out.
Yeah. Agreed. A very chill level though. For as much there is that can go wrong.
There we go. Whew, first try.
Yeah, nice.
Hate that level. Pretty much almost done mansion though. I think there's one level left after this.
I think this level is unique among the levels that you've played so far in that it's the first one where you're mainly hanging on ceilings instead of being on the ground.
There's also no checkpoints for this level. You have to do it first try. So
Yeah.
the difficulty curve is pretty extreme. No!
Damn.
Especially when you're first starting out.
Yeah, I can't think of many other levels that are like this where it's all like ceilings and like nowhere to stand pretty much. I guess there's that one level in labs.
Oh god. Alright.
Nice.
Whew, get me out. And the last level, observatory. I think I'm realizing now how much I hate mansion golds.
Yeah.
They're pretty nerve-wracking.
Observatory has one really tricky spot right here. Thankfully, it's much easier with Worth than with the other characters.
Oh yeah. Alright, we're out. City time. Oh, didn't get the boost. Alright. Pretty big change of pace from here. City levels are quite short.
Yeah.
The city golds or silvers are gonna be pretty hard in my opinion. The difficulty is like really weird for city. These levels will be pretty easy, and then the silvers for this area are just insanely hard in my opinion.
Yep, agreed. There are some sleeper levels in the middle of the city. I think the same applies to labs, honestly.
I think I'd agree with that. And this run's going by fast though. I think we're already in city.
Yep. We're soon coming up on construction site.
Oh boy. Why do you say it like that? It's so ominous.
It's a fun level. You know?
Sure, construction site's good.
A bit of a storied level.
Oh, yeah, you got a story for us?
Yeah. It's actually got a 100-way tie.
Oh yeah!
Over 100-way tie in any percent.
Yeah. I guess you could explain it. Why does it have a 100-way tie?
Yeah, so the any percent for the level is just one enemy. And that one enemy is reachable in less than a second from starting a level.
Yeah.
So if you just do this certain set of inputs exactly frame perfect, you can get very easy world record.
I've tried grinding for it. It's a lot harder than it looks.
Yeah, I mean, easy is relative.
All right, here's construction site.
Here it is, the legendary. Beautiful.
Oh. Forgot. I made a hot new route.
Oh, we're going for the bottom?
I think city's probably one of the areas where you can get a little bit of variety for characters. Like this, in my mind, is usually a worth level, but I play with man because it just feels better.
Interesting. Yeah, I think I use man for this level as well.
Nice.
It's been too long.
Another worth level here too. But man is too hot. You can main a character in this game. I'm pretty sure every level is completable by every character.
Yes.
So if you're into that, you could just be like a man main, kind of like Game Duck, who actually ran 16 Reds for ESA in 2017, I think.
Yes, that's right.
I don't think I'll beat his time. He had a pretty good time. I think he got like a 48 or 49. But yeah, Game Duck is a pretty good man main.
This isn't a silver yet, right?
I think this is where we hit all the silvers, yes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So that's something we can mention, I guess. Breaking blocks by falling on them from too high.
Oh, yeah. You can, I guess scaffolding will be a pretty good,
Yeah.
like,
Scaffolding's better.
example of that.
But basically, dust blocks can be slope boosted on just like regular slopes. But if you're falling from too high, you'll just phase right through them and collect the dust instead. So sometimes you have to be wary of your speed if you're trying to go for one.
Yeah, I usually don't go for them unless there's like a really good setup for them, because it's very risky, especially in like Abyss.
Yeah, usually you only go for them if there's like an actual hard slope leading into them.
Okay. Forgotten Tunnel is not too bad. Basement is pretty, when I go for attempts, this one, it's like a choky level. I used to switch between two characters for this one. Worth makes it like pretty easy, but man just makes it a little more less awkward to play in my opinion. So I've come back to man. It's my redemption story.
Nice.
Do a little mapler there.
Yeah, so there's a way to basically get an extension on your ceiling runs by separating, what is it, an up and a left or right input.
Yeah, pretty much you just press the left or right input later than you normally would. Because you can silly run in a direction, but if you press that input later, you can just do it a little later. It's helpful for like extra long ceilings if you want to keep an air charge, because you can jump while you're ceiling running too and go a little farther.
And sometimes that little farther is incredibly important.
Yeah, sadly you can't do basement without that mapler.
Does basement imply the existence of Frenchman?
Maybe. enough dust? Yes, I do.
Nice. Yeah, so tactically spreading dust is useful in certain circumstances to get your super right on time.
Yeah, I keep an eye on my like meter there to make sure I have enough dust. Otherwise, I can get whacked by that bear. The trash bears are pretty awful sometimes. Another mapler here.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, a lot of the movement in these levels is pretty self-explanatory. You're really just collecting dust and getting as much speed as possible between pieces of dust or enemies.
Here's another no checkpoint level. Pretty much have to do it one shot.
Yeah, this level's also got hardly anywhere to stand, except for the start and the end, pretty much.
Spread dust there to get my super meter. Oh, this is the first time you're going to see Dust Kid.
First and only time.
First and only time. I don't really play Dust Kid. Character's hard to control, but I guess you can explain what makes Dust Kid special.
Yeah, so Dust Kid is unique. Dust Kid gets 2 air charges instead of 1, which means that every time they jump from the ground, or go airborne from the ground, I should say, or from a wall, I guess, you can jump or dash twice rather than just once. And whenever you kill an enemy, you get both back. So her jumps are a little bit shorter to compensate, and I think her dashes are also a little bit shorter, right?
Not entirely sure.
Yeah, not entirely sure, but her attacks are much smaller, and also a little faster. There's a few other differences.
She attacks really fast.
Yeah.
I think that's the most obvious
just
difference. Yeah. There's some really funny levels where you can just spam light attacks, totems in forest. Looks really dumb.
Yeah.
But
just stun them, pretty much.
It's faster than super, apparently. Oh, okay. We're almost out. Alright, 2 more golds and we're out of city.
Combat.
Yeah, coming up is going to be the hardest level in the game, I think. Maybe next to Core Temple?
Yeah, I think it's preference. I think Hideout is like the crowd favorite for difficulty. It's like the poster child for difficulty in this game. If you're not talking about difficulties.
Yeah, if you're not talking about difficulties, this is this one took me like 10 hours to SS. Just to get the SS. Completing it's not too bad, but completing it without dying, it's very hard. Because these pillars are very tiny.
Yeah, oddly enough, this level gets far, far easier when you try and go fast.
Yes, actually. I can't slow down because it just makes it harder and awkward. This section is a pretty good indicator of how awkward it gets when you go slow. At least with the strats I do. Spike jump.
Nice.
This is why the ending is hard, because these trash bears are annoying. Oh. Okay,
Nice.
we're good.
First try.
Oh, nice. I do a safe strat there. Alright, we're on to the final hub. 16 levels left. If you like what you see, this game is actually very fun to pick up. The community is really nice too.
Agreed.
There's a pretty active IL community. Not much full game these days. Actually, there's been a lot of SSL running slightly, but
There's also a very big custom level community.
Yeah, there's a
This game
lot
has
of
amazing,
custom
yeah, support for custom maps. Absolutely. 100% worth the money.
Oh, jeez, I missed this guy.
Oh, wow.
Oh, I got lucky. I got lucky on this cycle. Wasn't paying attention.
If you like games that emphasize movement, this one is definitely up there.
No, no boost for me. Walk of shame. I'll do, man.
There's going to be a lot of spike jumps in labs compared to the previous.
Oh yeah.
I save.
All my air charge. Oh shit. Okay. I tried to save it. Thankfully, this level's very short. Get down there. Shout out to Fims.
Titan. Yes. So broadly, I would say there's like a few different types of levels in this game, right?
Yep. This is obviously a boost one that I'm doing very poorly.
And a boost level is just any one where there's plentiful slopes and sections to go fast in.
Another boost level.
We've already talked about combat levels a bunch. And then I guess there's like the levels with no checkpoints, like no ground to stand on. I don't know what you want to call those. But everything else is pretty much just combinations of those types, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, we haven't even talked about the difficulties.
I'll show the difficulties at the end of the run if I have time. I won't play them, but I'll show you how difficult this game can get. Maybe one day I'll do an SSL run for Hekathon. Ooh, get up there.
No exclamation research today.
Nope. Evade.
It's a pretty good meme. There's a pretty famous situation.
Pretty famous blunder, yeah, where I don't know, you can get some really, even if you are like amazing at this game, there are like sections where the enemies will just miss all of your attacks, so it makes for some really funny clips.
Yeah.
And
They have really simple AI, but they can pull off some pretty incredible dodges.
yeah. So it's really funny when you end up missing a lot, even though you have like a really hot top time for this game. It's...
Oh, that was close.
We're good.
Yeah.
It's normally this section where it gives me a lot of trouble. Hopefully I got a good cycle with this guy. No!
Oh no! It's recoverable.
We're good.
Okay.
I'm gonna play it safe. If you get a good cycle, you can light attack and then jump to this guy. But I didn't get that, obviously.
Yeah. There's loads of situations that are similar to that in this game where like you miss one thing and then you're in a really bad spot if you were going fast. But like recoverable, not just like instant death.
Yeah, this game is gorgeous. Like, whoever designed the characters and did all the sprite work did a really good job.
It's magnificent.
As a person who's done like custom sprites for this game, yeah, a lot of work went into this game since I've seen all the sprites.
Including Ruby Key.
Ah yes, Ruby Key. Ah shit. Oh, this is a pretty...
Unique.
It's a pretty tough level.
Yeah. It's basically a spiral, but...
Yeah, you gotta like be really good at controlling your character at this point because you gotta like utilize short hops to get through these very narrow corridors and... Really super there.
Nice. Attacking the dust blocks for the hit, I guess it's not hit rise, it's like hit delay.
Yeah, just so I could stay in the air for a little bit.
Yeah, here's the first example of hit rise in this game. Whenever you hit an attack, your character rises by a very slight amount. I think it's 1 pixel or something. It's like some small number of pixels if it's larger than 1. But if you attack too many enemies in a row, that can be bad because you might bonk and die. Combat. This is the only combat level in labs, really, right?
I think so, actually, yeah. No! I dropped a dash. Okay, get this dust. Get this dust. Alright, just gonna do this guy. Get this. Alright, perfect, first try.
Yeah, first try. More dash cancelled heavies.
Yeah, you can make your heavies like pretty fast with dashes. You could do some really sick movement with them, but it's very hard.
Spike jump there.
Alright. Fingers crossed. Wish me luck, chat. This
is a level.
this is a level, yeah, we'll say
The
that.
final boss. Each zone has a temple associated with it. For forest, it's night temple. For mansion, it's moon temple. I think, right? Sounds right.
Yep.
And for city, it's concrete temple. And here we got core temple. And they're each really difficult.
This one's only difficult because it has this sections like this, and then the ending. But otherwise,
I'd say the beginning is pretty difficult the first time through.
That's true, yeah.
Like the first, like maybe screen and a half.
Actually, to make myself sound better, I'm just gonna say this is a very, very difficult level.
Yeah.
Oh, thank God.
Nice.
Alright. That's what I wanted for this marathon, so I'm happy. First try, core temple. Yeah, because you could be stuck there for a long time if you don't master that ending. And there's some, there's a lot of like different strats you can go for. Oh, see if I can get access boost. Actually, I need this. Never mind. No access boost.
Damn.
You get a pretty cool boost on that curved ceiling there, but
Yeah, it allows to chain multiple corner boosts, right?
yeah.
Something weird.
Yeah, gives you a fuck ton of speed. Alright, time is coming up. This is the second last level, so get ready on that. It's pretty much going to end, yeah, 2 more levels. I'll let you know.
I think this is probably like the largest vertical level in the game, proportional to its width. Like,
Oh, definitely.
there's basically no camera movement on the oh,
I didn't jump.
on the X, but many screens tall.
Yeah, at the bottom of this level, there's 3 enemies. The 90% level for this is hilarious because you do some like really cool stuff, like slipping through those spikes to my right. It looks really cool. Uh-oh.
Oh, it's
Can I
savable.
save this?
It's savable.
Maybe?
Uh-oh.
No. No, I expected core tempo. I don't expect abyss.
The true final boss.
There we go.
Nice. Yeah, so there you need to stand in a pretty specific spot in midair to get the right super to clear
Yeah.
all the dust on the right side.
I don't understand the intended way for that section. It's like, it still makes no sense to me. I'm just, so thankfully we have super, because that looks really dumb. Oh, okay. Dome entry, first try. Nope. Gotta get a really good boost to get there. Maybe next year, Muffin.
Yeah, we really haven't talked anything about the difficulties, but I guess now would be the time to mention them, because they would normally be coming up next.
Yep.
If this was SSL or, I don't know, you just wanted to play all the levels. But yeah, this is the last level for this run. The difficulties are stylistically very different to the rest of the levels. They have their own like tile set and effects and stuff.
Time's
they're
coming up,
also,
by the way.
I'll wait for that before continuing the explanation.
And time.
GG. What was the final time?
I'm curious, actually. I didn't run with splits, so let's see.
Final time is 52:30.
Nice.
Very
Okay,
good.
I'm happy with that. That's pretty good. But yeah, that was Dustforce 16 red keys. I guess I'll show you what the red keys are for. So once you complete this run, you can go up here, this little secret spot that has some movement that's not really explained, I guess. You just have to learn it.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's like ceiling hugs to wall climbs to... I think the only other place you would normally see that is to get to Night Temple. Something similar.
Oh god. And then you get the difficulties. 8 levels, 8 very tough levels.
Yeah.
Maybe one day, but yeah.
Maybe someday.
That was 16 red keys. Hope you enjoyed that. Definitely pick the game up on Steam if you are interested. Again, shoutouts to Dust Fam. The Dustforce community is super friendly and got a really cool community. Pretty active IL community, custom maps.
Big Discord.
Yeah. Oh, and a really like good modding community too. Like shoutouts to MSG who created Dust Mod, which allows me to like pretty much new game anytime I want. and a bunch of other quality of life stuff for speedrunners. So
Yeah, frame advance, tons of tools.
yeah, task tools and all that. But yeah, thanks for watching.